What's up, YouTube?
Oh, yes. Yeah, that's good.
What's up, YouTube? Hello. So I'm going to do a reaction here to Doug Stanhope, who I don't think I've ever done a reaction to before, and I don't know why, because he's really, really funny. They're really good at what he does, and I think most people probably haven't heard of him, but I would imagine he's got a massive cult following because he's just so good. Okay, so that's it, and I've had to drop my sponsorship with milk. If you saw my Mark Lamar videos, which came out recently, I think about 15 people have, the adverts for milk wasn't happy with that, so I've had to drop that. So I'm looking for a new sponsor. I was thinking maybe bread or coffee. I'm not sure which. I'll have to write to them and see who's going to accept my offer. So wonderful. Let's dive right in to Doug Stanhope, and I will say some things about it which will add value to the fact that I'm showing this. If this gets removed, I'm going to be really pissed off, but you won't know about it. You won't see me saying this, obviously. But Ricky Gervais one got removed recently, and it's a real pain in the arse because you spend all the time to, anyway, whatever. Right, that's a me problem. Let's dive in to Doug Stanhope, who is rather good.
I wrote this bunch of Jew-hating stuff. I didn't intend to. I was over in Scotland. Every year in August in Edinburgh, Scotland, they have the Fringe Festival. It's the biggest arts festival in the world. It's a whole month long, and I'm there in August, and some jackass writer for the London Times, he's writing a story about anti-Semitism at the Fringe, and they had found a review of mine from earlier in the festival, this anti-Semitic guy, and where I had been quoted out of context, like, just a string of blurbs. He says shocking things like blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. And one of the things I had said that he quoted was, "I hate the Jews," which sounds anti-Semitic. So all of a sudden, I get thrown into his little piece of literature, and I had said it, yeah, without question, but I had said it like in a happy, fun-loving, Jew-hating way. There's no animosity. It wasn't even a bit of mine. It was just some aside when I was rambling about fucking Mel Gibson was in the news at that time, and I'm rambling about him being called anti-Semitic, going, why is he getting so much press? He's an actor. Who gives a fuck what he thinks? I need press. I hate the Jews. Give me press. And ironically, bam, 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 banging on the door. It's a fucking funny story. If you know me, if you guys have known me for a while, I've been doing this 17 years, and I could fill 3 CDs worth of just the Christian bashing alone I've done over my career. I've done Mormon bashing and Muslim bashing. I'll do more Scientology bashing once I have a stronger legal team, but but it wasn't until this phone call that I realized I've never done any Jew bashing in my whole career. All the religion bashing I've done, I never fuck with the Jews. I'm like, what? How did they ever escape? And they do. In religion bashing, Jews never get fucked with because A, they don't have the aggressive recruiting policies that other religions do. They don't have billboards every 30 feet. Yeah, be a Jew or burn in hell. Jew God is watching you. They're not banging on your fucking door with pamphlets. We want to talk to you about Judaism. So they don't get shit for that. They don't get shit because they have that Holocaust sympathy they can surf on for another 15 years till the last survivor dies or till History Channel goes out of business. But and the Jews, to their credit, they don't have the history of atrocities that other religions have. They don't, because they fucking lost all the time. Sorry. But they don't, yeah. They're not like, you know, the Muslims and Catholics. I've heard so many comics doing bits about this new pope. Oh, isn't it scary? This new pope used to be a Nazi? And you go, not when you look at their track record side by side. The Nazis versus the Catholic Church. The Nazis only lasted a dozen years and they got their ass handed to them in a high hat. Catholic Church has a far more prosperous and prestigious record of murder and torture and tyranny and oppression and nonsense. Not to mention the kid fucking, and they're still around and more popular than ever. I'd be far more afraid to hear someone go, you know that new Nazi? He used to be a pope. No shit. I'm fucking out of here. That guy's dangerous. So fuck the Jews. That's what I'm saying. I guess fuck the Jews. I'm sorry. I never said it over the course of my career, but fuck the Jews. Just for being a religion at all, you're as complicit as the rest in the retardation of human intellectual progress. Fuck you too. Fuck you. My brother's a Jew. My brother's a Jew, and I fucking fuck him too. I hate his guts for it. Not like I'm like hate level, but fuck, what do you think? He converted because the only humorless cunt in his life that would ever fuck him twice, he had to cave in and marry her. Because he's afraid to die alone, but he doesn't mind settling for less, and now they're together in a passionless swamp of a relationship. They teach their kids that shit. See, the parents wouldn't have him if he wasn't converted to Judaism, because they're racist. And there's another reason to fuck the Jews. I don't like racists. Fuck you too, Jew. You're not good enough if you're not a Jew. Fuck you. Mostly I hate the Jews because they're wicked annoying. Can we agree on that? Really, they're wicked annoying. Listen. Of all the religions I've been around, the Jews have a tendency to throw their Judaism into whatever conversation you're having. Like any topic, whatever the subject. Whoa, that's funny because I'm a Jew. Oh, what? Oh, I have a typical Jewish mother. Did I say I grew up Jewish? Well, my Jew family and Jew. That's all I got to say. Jew. Why do you keep saying Jew? Why do you keep saying Jew? I'm at an airport bar with you. I have to talk to you, but can you stop reminding me that you're irrational in every third sentence? It's like people who are really into their astrological sign and they have to pitch that into whatever conversation you're having to define themselves. That's funny. I'm a Virgo. Here's my Virgo coming out again. You're gonna have to excuse me. I'm a bit of a perfectionist. It's because I'm a Virgo. No, it's because you're a douchebag. And you've been busting my balls all day. It has nothing to do with your astrological sign or some alignment of the stars. It's because you're a shithead, and it's time for you to take individual responsibility for who you are. Don't act like if your parents had fucked a month earlier, you'd be feeding me chili dogs and letting shit slide. You're an asshole. Be who you are. But I'm a Jew. We naturally carry a lot of guilt. It's a Jewish thing. No, it's a you thing. You, that fuckhead in that chair. It has nothing to do with Judy. If you have guilt, maybe you're weak of character. Maybe you're fucking guilty of something. I don't know. Maybe you just stole that bottle of Jaeger out of my freezer. And but it has nothing to do with some ancient tribe of blah, blah, blah. That's not attached to your DNA, right? By the same logic, We all come from apes, but I don't throw ape in every conversation. Use ape to define myself. Use ape as an excuse to defecate in my thumbless mitt and then hurl it at you. I'm sorry, did I just splatter you with wet feces? I'm sorry, I have a very rich ape upbringing, a strong ape heritage. I'm an ape. I'm really worthless as an individual. Anybody who defines themselves solely on their race or their religion or their nationality, if that's the first thing out of your mouth, well, what are you all about? Well, if that's the first thing on your MySpace page, well, I'm an Irish American, blah, blah, what the fuck is that? Well, you got nothing else. Community college and something else, but you use that fucking trivia because you got nothing to say. Useless.
Oh. That was it. Thank you, Mr. Stanhope. I just love that. What a brilliant line. That new Nazi, you know, he used to be a pope. Oh, it's so good. The first time I saw Dennis Leary, I was going to talk about Dennis Leary. The first time I saw Doug Stanhope, it was on Charlie Brooker's, one of the ones, Screen Wipe or something. And he did a little bit where he sat in an armchair in the middle of a sort of massive abandoned wasteland. And his tagline was, I'm Doug Stanhope and that's why I drink. And he would sort of comment in that sort of hapless working class bigot sort of way on some, current events. His delivery is brilliant. His tone, the whole tone of this, bitter sort of pissed off, angry bastard who sort of hates everything and everyone is brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. So I was going to say, it reminds me a bit of Dennis Leary. Dennis Leary is another person I should probably react to, who was around quite a long time ago, probably 25 years ago, and he was in a film or two, I think, as well. He was very funny, but he did it more obviously. He started his routine, or the one, I've only seen one of them, but it's like a whole sort of comedy special or whatever. And he sort of started it by sort of telling the audience, this is a character, it's not me. And then he does all this stuff about basically taking drugs and just being an arsehole. That's Doug Stanhope. I don't know how much of his real personality is in there, or how much of it is an act. And of course, all stand-ups to some extent, it is an act. You're exaggerating your personality for comic effect to some extent. But I think, and his brand of comedy is very much. Is sort of just the truth. He sort of tells the truth, like an unspoken truth, something that everybody knows and believes, but maybe nobody wants to say because it's a bit too scary. And I find that sort of comedy very, very funny. Have I got anything else to say? I've started writing little notes for myself. That's it. I mean, I'm not going to start going on about religion. There's really no point at all, because I've spoken about it so many times in my videos. So thank you to Comedy. What is it? Comedy Station. It's got over 30,000 subscribers. And they're really wonderful. I love them. And please don't remove my video, because essentially it's just an advert for your video with someone talking about it, and it's transformative, and you know, look, it's all here. This is actually my file. I believe my video falls under fair use as I'm reviewing, reacting to and this is what I do every time someone blocks one of my videos, and about 50% of the time they accept it, and 50% of the time they are assholes and take it down because I don't know why. It's advertising their stuff, you know. And I even put, I thank them. I put a link to their video. I don't know what I'm stealing. What am I stealing? I'm stealing. They don't get money for the view. Well, there's the advertising. Whatever. Anyway, end of rant. Thank you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notifications button, and leave a comment below. And I love you all. And don't nobody go nowhere.